Hi and welcome to this week's GMBN Tech Show. As you can see, not in a tech set, just arrived here in Spain, Mijas, just above Malaga out in the hills. We're going to be shooting a bunch of great content that you're going to see coming up on the channel. Stay tuned to find out more. Okay then, so what exactly is going on? Why are we out here? What are we doing in the sun? Well, going to be building up a couple of bikes here. I've got down on the floor in front of me, literally just got out of the hire van at the moment with a whole bunch of kit. Now we're doing what we call a sunshine shoot, so we come somewhere sunny and we shoot a bunch of great content where we're not constricted by daylight hours or the sort of conditions that can make it really tricky to get this sort of stuff done. Now I'm seriously excited about this because we haven't had the opportunity yet to do one of these on GMBN Tech, where GMBN are friends, they do that stuff all the time, where they go somewhere cool and shoot a load of good content, and it's always great stuff. I was trying to explain to them, but it's quite hard without them trying to take the mick out of me, that it's really difficult doing this on a tech channel because there's sheer amount of stuff you end up taking with. So I'm going to take you through just some of the things I've got here with me just for this week filming, and we'll run through that. Now, in particular, without giving away the videos that we're going to be making, you will be able to tell what we're going to be making by seeing some of the stuff that's laying around. But I'm most excited to be working with Steve from the Suspension Doctor this week. We're going to bolt on a telemetry system onto my bike, and we're going to be looking at everything to do with suspension and brakes and all sorts of cool stuff. You might see some hints a little bit later on the tech show, but seriously exciting stuff. And also you're going to see some cool stuff popping up on our social, because we've got some great things coming up this weekend on tech. In fact, Sunday's video is one of the coolest things yet, so make sure you watch that one. Keep an eye out on the social feed as well throughout the week, and we'll get tracking with the rest of the show. Okay then, let's jump into news, and not too much going on, but the first thing I want to draw your attention to is this short sleeve anorak from Specialized. Yeah, a short sleeve anorak. So it's a waterproof, I think it's 3-layer waterproof breathable jacket with a hood that fits over a helmet, tape seams, all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure which one you can see on screen, but there's a cool sort of camo, looks quite 90s, and there's also like a desert sandy colour. Short sleeve is the key here. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, why on earth would you pay money for a short sleeve waterproof jacket? Well, to me, it makes perfect sense. Ride in a climate quite often at home where it's a bit warmer. You can go out and you can run on hot quite easily, and it makes it quite difficult when you're wearing full waterproofs and base layers and stuff underneath, and you get hot. Now, let's not forget that one of the best waterproof products you can buy are waterproof shorts. And when they came out, everyone laughed for the same reason. Well, your legs are just gonna get wet. But the important thing is it keeps your main bits dry when you're riding, and you don't get the saggy shorts on it. So waterproof shorts are therefore brilliant. And I'm going to say a waterproof anorak is brilliant for the same reason. Now, this is very cool, and it's definitely be rubbing people up the wrong way. And I've got to say, Specialized, it is cool, but it's old news. You're not the first ones that have done this. Gore did this years ago. Now, I can't put a date on it. I'm going to say 2008 off the top of my head. They made a jacket called the Xenon. I had one, and I absolutely loved it. It was a short sleeve Gore-Tex waterproof jacket. Admittedly, it was a road jacket, it wasn't an off-road one, but I had one. You can see one on screen here in black. This one belongs to photographer Russell Burton, and he still uses his one. He swears by it, because the fact you can go out in foul weather, 3/4 season, we're not talking about ultra cold, and it keeps you protected, but you can still ventilate for your arms. It's a brilliant piece of kit, but sadly you can't get them anymore. You might be able to get them on eBay and that, so this is where a Specialized one comes in. Going out on a limb, I think that product is wicked, and I've not even seen it. What do you reckon? Short sleeve anorak? Utter nonsense, or something quite cool? Let us know down there. Okay, next up in news, a new Santa Cruz Heckler. I was really excited about this, and I'm sure some of you are excited about it until I tell you that it's an e-bike, yeah? Yeah, but I'm going to put it on the show because it's a really good looking bike, and Santa Cruz have nailed this category. So load of shots coming at you right now. So of course it's no longer an acoustic bike or a muscular bike, whatever you want to call it, and whatever they do over on EMBN. It's moved a long way since the early bike, which had that single pivot design. This one looks bang up to date with a top tube mounted swing link, latest incarnation of the VPP design, and that low slung shock on there. Now it's 29-inch wheels front and rear, but it can be set up MX or mullet wheel size to you and me with a 27.5 on the back. Again, a few more shots coming at you. So it's got the Shimano EP8 system on there, 720 watt-hour battery, which is one of the bigger sizes. And yes, it is a bit heavier, but the range you get from it and the benefits, and if you're a heavy rider, like I'm 92 kilos, so that's probably a really good sized battery for me. The lightweight ones are just not going to cut the mustard there. 150mm travel, coil shock compatible, size small through to double XL. Reach on those is 430 up to 520mm, so really good range of size in there. Head angle, 64.5 degrees. Tells you who it's for straight away. 77 degrees seat angle on there and 445mm chain stays. Pricing though, £6,999 pounds sterling this is, up to £11,699. Does that put you off? Do you think bikes like this are actually getting crazy overpriced? Next up in news, Sonda bikes have invented aggro gravel. We really have heard it all now. Now, I can't help but think this is a bit of tongue-in-cheek marketing here, just to snare in some potential buyers, but what they've done actually could be quite smart. So I saw the post actually on Instagram from Guy Kestervan, who was actually mocking it for the exact same reason that I wanted to draw your attention to it. This is his post on screen. Give him a follow if you don't already. Prolific bike tester, really cool guy, and he's having a laugh at it. And they're calling what appears to be a cross-country bike an aggro gravel bike. So this can go a few ways here. So we've seen gravel bikes come in and take over. Then we saw flat bar gravel bikes. It's like, come on, really, that's just a basic mountain bike, surely. But then you've got a cross-country bike being rebranded as an aggro gravel bike. I see what they've done there. It's still just a cross-country bike, but you're going to sell that to a new market. Could be a very smart move, or it could be one step too far. What do you reckon? Let us know down there. And last up, just a couple of really cool top caps. So first one from D Ward Components, who's also making these. In fact, you'll see before the top cap, you'll see the upper suspension bolt linkage cover there for, I think this one's for a Santa Cruz. Beautifully designed, look at that. So certainly not cheap. Those ones look to be 75 quid, but they are absolutely beautiful. And they've also got top caps, 30 quid in titanium, or the spiral design, which is this one to match those suspension bolts, from 50 quid. He's making some seriously nice looking gear. Beautifully made. In fact, I think he makes it pretty much in his garage wherever he lives. Awesome guy, lovely stuff, check his stuff out. And the last little throw out I wanted to do was for Bentley components. Now you might have seen I had that e-bike top cap and also had the tallywhacker, the one with the little cock and balls all over it pretty much. Well, from a female mountain biker, they actually made this custom one going the other way. And I think it's actually really, really cool. Really nice bit of artwork, and I love what it stands for. So great stuff. Hit up Bentley Components. Instagram handle is on the screen right there, and you should be able to see a bit of screen flow. Awesome stuff from a very small and cool British company. Okay, quiz time. We've only got 2 questions coming at you because all our time for on the flight over here was writing 2 questions. So first question coming at you. Santa Cruz Heckler was the first really well-known full suspension bike that they made with 4-inch travel using a single pivot design, but it wasn't their first suspension bike. Which model was? And the next question, Santa Cruz also perfected the virtual pivot point system that they bought from Outland originally, and when they brought it to market, it offered a dramatically different approach to the single pivots and the other sort of 4x linkage style bikes out there. What was the key to the VPP system working? We'll pick up the answers in a bit. So as I was saying at the beginning of this week's show, it's pretty tricky coming away when you've got this amount of kit. So I thought I'd just show you what goes into a week's filming here on GMBN Tech. So I've got 2 bikes with me this week. I've got my trusty reactor here for Nuke Proof, but as you might have noticed, you might have seen on my Instagram feed, I've just put a DPX2 shock on the rear, so it gives it an extra 5mm travel out back, which doesn't sound much, but it does bump it up that little bit more and it does feel different. And I've got a Fox 36 that I had on a couple of previous model bikes. I've just got a new CSU on there, and that's got 140mm travel, and they've both just been serviced. So this is prime for riding out here in the Spanish dusty trails. And I've got my Canyon Spectral over there. So I've also just given that fork on the front there, a bit of a low leg service. I put the coil shock back on, but I've also got, because of the amount of videos we're making, a whole bunch of different spares and stuff here. So you probably see some shop towel over there, you see helmets and camelbacks and spare inner tubes, all the wheels and tyres, going for the heavy duty enduro casing tyres there. And then I've got a bunch of things down here. So in the front here, I've got my air shock, which we might need with the suspension doctor. Got some springs. I've got loads of chain links in there, Shimano and SRAM for various other videos. Tubeless sealant kits and stuff as well. We've got Scotch mastic tape, VHS chain silencer. I've got some Magura disc rotors here, even some Magura brakes, spare tyres, pumps, chain whips. Even got the Glamour with me. We're going to need that for a few things later on. And we've got just about every tool you're possibly going to need working on a GMBN Tech shoot down here. Just got the whole lot here. So expect all sorts of maintenance videos, hacks videos, trailside tips videos, and a whole manner of videos, as you can imagine, working with Suspension Doctor this week. So I don't want to give you too many clues, but keep an eye out on the social feed. You're going to see some testing style videos coming up In the meantime, I'm gonna get building with this stuff so we can go out on those trails directly behind where you're sat. Okay, so let's get some quiz answers in, shall we? So first question, coming out on screen again. Santa Cruz Heckler was the first really well-known full suspension bike they made with this 4-inch travel single pivot design, but it wasn't the first full suspension bike they made. Any ideas what it was? It's called the Tasman. This is it on screen. Here's the Heckler and back to the Tasman, which even though it looks much older, I actually really like the design of it. I love that sort of split top tube on there. Kind of reminds me a bit of some Cannondale frames. Had 3-inch travel, whereas the Heckler, of course, had 4-inch. Both very cool bikes, but the Heckler was the one that really sort of paved the way. So kind of fitting that they've gone back to that latest e-bike. Okay, next one was Santa Cruz also perfected the virtual pivot point system, originally developed by Outland. When they brought the VPP system to market, it offered a dramatically different approach to other single pivots and 4-bar systems. What was the thing that was really different about it? Did you get it? Well, the original system had an S-shaped axle path on there, and the whole point was you'd set it up, I think between 30 and 40% sag, like quite a lot of sag on their downhill bike, and a sag would actually keep it at a certain point, so within that S-shaped axle path there. So effectively, you can pedal the thing really hard, and the suspension is not going to actuate until it hits a bump. So it was an incredible system when it came out on that V10. I mean, we saw it on some other models of bike over the years, but the V10 was the one that really had an impact, because at the time, pedaling suspension bikes, especially downhill bikes, was just horrendous. This was just before pedaling platforms and products like the Fifth Element shock became really popular. And actually, I've got a feeling Santa Cruz might expect the Fifth Element shock on some of their early V10s, combining platform shock technology, which later moved on to boost valves, with that S-shaped axle path and the VPP system. Absolutely amazing, groundbreaking when that came out. How'd you get on with that? That's really the end of this week's show. Flying by the seat of my pants here. We're literally on the road, about to go out and shoot stuff. I'm desperate to get my bikes together. So don't forget to follow the GMBN Tech Instagram account. I'll probably be posting stuff on mine as well this week. And keep an eye out for stuff coming up at the weekend. Seriously exciting stuff coming up on tech. Take care, and thanks for watching.